Speaker, I rise in strong opposition to the Obama administration's announcement last week that the President is considering transferring detainees held at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, into my home state of Colorado. Closing Guantanamo Bay was an ill-advised campaign promise in 2007 made by the President, a promise made before he began receiving classified intelligence updates. In fact, as of March 2015, the Director of National Intelligence reported that 29% of detainees released from Guantanamo have engaged in or were suspected of engaging in terrorist or insurgent activity. Those who remain in Guantanamo are, quote, worst of the worst, unquote. So it is safe to presume that if released, an even higher percentage of them will remain a threat to our national security. I struggle to understand why we would close the Guantanamo Bay detention camp only to finance the incarceration of enemy combatants within the United States. Ever since 2012, Congress has passed and President Obama has signed annual restrictions against the transfer of prisoners at GITMO to the United States. The same restrictions are found in the FY 2016 National Defense Authorization Act, passed by the House last week, despite President Obama's promise to veto that bill. There is broad bipartisan opposition to President Obama's plans to transfer GITMO prisoners into the United States, both among members of Congress and the American people. For our nation's security, I implore President Obama to sign the National Defense Authorization Act when it reaches his desk and halt his reckless plan to place many of the world's worst terrorists on U.S. soil, where they will have all of the due process protections provided to the American people and thus could be released through our court system. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.